What's going on, you guys? I'm back. The MMA Genius here to talk about you all. Let's just say, you know what I'm saying. I'm real excited. I know a lot of you guys are. We just found out today that Jake Shields. Well, I heard that Jake Shields just signed with the UFC. Man, man, this is interesting. This is real. I know a lot of people, man. Let me just say, I know a lot of people find his style rather boring. And when I first started watching him fight, I thought his style was boring too. But now it's actually it's become kind of amusing to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because just to I don't know. When I look at Jake Shields, he doesn't really look like a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, never judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, you can be completely wrong. And nobody expected for him to go in there and beat Dan Henderson. I mean, I thought maybe he could submit Dan Henderson or something like that. But man, I'm starting to think that Jake Shields has great jiu-jitsu, but I'm starting to think maybe he just has an overall top game. Like he has some great wrestling, but it's not the type of wrestling that we would call exactly your real wrestling. Not like a GSP or a Koshek or a Randy Couture or somebody like that. Brock Lesnar. His wrestling is kind of weird looking, but man, I gotta tell you, man, no matter what, this guy will get you on the freaking ground. Like seriously, he will fucking get you on the ground no matter what. Get a full mount and commence to punching you in the face. The hits don't look like they're really doing much, but believe me, no matter what they look like, they sting. And he wins fights, man. And I'm starting to think he has I know he has great jiu-jitsu. I know he has a great ground game, but great grappler. But I'm starting to think, man, we may not be able to see him submit a guy for a while. I'm starting to think he's just going to start, taking guys down and beating on them. He may finish him, but I think he's going to develop some type of punching power, and because he knows he's coming into the the spotlight now. The UFC, he's already been in the spotlight, and now he's coming to the number one organization, the MMA organization in the world, and I think he knows that a lot of people. The UFC might try to throw him out there into deep waters, maybe to fight somebody, to kind of show that Strikeforce didn't have better fights, than better fighters than the UFC. So they might try to do that, try to throw him in there with somebody who they think probably can beat him up or at least beat him, and kind of make an example like UFC has better fighters, and then try to, build him back up just to see that, oh, well, when Jake Shields came from the Strikeforce, he lost. Then, he started winning fights, but, just to have a guy come from Strikeforce and just start beating up just beating up on the UFC guys, I just kind of hard to see, the UFC wanting that to happen. But I think that being said, and I think Jake Shields is a pretty smart guy. That being known, I think that he's going to know that in the back of his mind. So don't get me wrong, he's not stupid. He came to the UFC and he's going to prove a point. And no matter who they put him in there with, I think Jake Shields is going to really, I think he's going to kind of blow through the welterweight division. This guy wants to fight at 2 weight classes. He called out Anderson Silva. He wants to fight him, and he wants to fight the best. You see what I'm saying? And I respect the guy for wanting to fight the best. And he just doesn't want to be set with 1 weight class. He wants to fight both. And I'm assuming he wants to get a fight with GSP. And I'm actually man, I gotta say, man, I gotta go with George. I don't really know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? First, I was thinking Jake Shields maybe could beat him, but it seemed like George St. Pierre is always coming up with some type of game plan, and and getting these guys. But I got this one side of me to think that Jake Shields would never lose. He will always win a decision. Always. I don't know. I got that just in my head. Like this guy is kind of like he got a, this look in his eye. Like I know everybody's kind of expecting me to probably fight a guy, and get knocked out eventually. But I just got a feeling, man, this guy will not lose anytime soon. I don't know. It's just a feeling, but I think maybe he may be the guy to beat George St. Pierre at 170 pounds. I don't think really nobody at the weight class 170 pounds can beat George St. Pierre right now. If George St. Pierre goes to 185, I do not think he'll do well at all. But don't get me wrong. Put it like this: I think he can beat some of the, some of the other guys at 170, but you all know how I feel about him fighting Anderson Silva. I don't think he should do it, but as of Jake Shields at 170, I don't really see anybody beating George St. Pierre at 170 right now, except for Jake Shields. That's it. I don't see John Fitch doing it. I don't see Koscheck doing it. Even though I'm a big Koscheck fan. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate him, but I'm a Koscheck fan. I don't see Dan Hardy doing it, even though Dan Hardy is one of my favorite fighters, in the world right now. I don't see him doing it in the rematch. I just, it's a lot of guys that may be able to give him a run for his money, but they can't beat him, man. Anything can happen, but I'm picking Jake Shields. If I'm saying it right now, if George St. Pierre and Jake Shields ever fight, either Jake Shields will beat George St. Pierre in a decision, and that would be very surprising, because to me, George St. Pierre is almost like the decision king, and so is Jake Shields. But I think Jake Shields may be able to pull that off in a decision, or either he's going to submit George St. Pierre. So I just think that, man. But like I say, I'm real excited to have Jake Shields in the UFC. Big ups to him, congratulations, and maybe may he keeps performing at his best, and hopefully he develops some punching power, man, where he can start knocking these dudes out. You know what I'm saying? And hey, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Let's make these good fights happen. Let's put together these super fights, man. Let's put them together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Hope y'all like the video. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about Jake Shields coming to the UFC. And do you think he stands a chance against George St. Pierre or Anderson Silva? And you know what? This video may go into a part 2. So yeah, I hope y'all follow. Come on over to the part 2 of this video. Yeah.